Here to my left is, this is the wings of Mackinac. It's closed this year because of COVID. So the Grand Hotel moved their barn here because their original barn that was behind the Grand Hotel, the foundation was crumbling. It was built in like the late 1800s, probably 1887 to be exact. So they'll take some of these pieces out of the museum and they'll use them for a job and then bring them back. And there, that one, the vis-a-vis that I pointed out to you guys before, that's another one. It's called the Wicker vis-a-vis. 5 presidents have driven in that, or ridden in that. And that one's called a Brome. I just know that because I drove one in Chicago. Single horse hitch. And that's their stables running there. So this is normally where I would start my 3-horse job. I would turn around and I would ask you where you're all from, but by the time I get to the 3rd row, I just start saying, because of all this plastic between us, I just start saying things like, what did you say? Huh? Where are you from? Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, could I? Alright, so here we are in the state park. Mackinac Island wasn't always a state park. At one time it was a national park. It was the 2nd national park in this country ever. Yellowstone being the 1st. The problem was, though, that since it was federally funded, Fort Mackinac stayed an active military installation, but there was nothing going on here at the time. Everybody was traveling west at that point. So about 20 years later, in 1895, the federal government abandoned Fort Mackinac, Mackinac Island. They gave it to the state of Michigan, and in 1895, Mackinac Island became Michigan's first state park ever. In terms of wildlife on the island, it's not that exotic here. It's pretty much your backyard variety of critters. Squirrels, chipmunks, snowshoe hares, rabbits, raccoons, beavers, and there are some deer on the island as well, and a couple of coyotes that hide in the middle of the island. Just a couple of things I'll be talking about in the near future will be the ice bridge, just so that we're all on the same page. In January and February, the temperature hits a sub-zero level. The wind stops blowing for about a week, and then the water forms ice so thick that both people and animals will cross on it. We call that the ice bridge. I'll be bringing it up quite a bit on this part of the tour. So this is the cemetery that was moved from the downtown area where the two green buildings were. It's a Catholic cemetery, yet that sign says alcoholic beverages are prohibited. One of these days I'll get to the bottom of that. That green sign with the yellow writing over there, that's a marker for the oldest tombstone here at St. Anne's. It dates back to 1833. The name on it is Mary Biddle. Do you guys remember the Biddle house earlier on the tour? Okay, good. Edward Biddle, the family was trying to cross on the ice bridge, and a blinding snowstorm came along, and Mary Biddle lost her way, and she fell through a thin patch of ice. They saved her from drowning, but she died of pneumonia about a week later at the age of 8. Well, Edward Biddle wanted to make sure that this never happened to anybody ever again, so he took all the Christmas trees that were stockpiled on the island from the previous year, and he put them along the ice bridge, marking what he thought was the safest route between Mackinac Island and St. Ignace. That tradition is still followed to this day. They may cross now with snowmobiles instead of horses, but they still follow the path of Christmas trees for safety. So this is a Catholic cemetery, and across the way you have the Protestant cemetery. So if you look through the doorway of the Protestant cemetery, you're going to see a tombstone shaped like a cross that says Williams on it. That's the tombstone of the former governor of Michigan, G-Man Williams. His family made their fortune through a line of men and soap products known as Mennen, and for that reason his nickname when he was a politician was Soapy Williams. Well, despite the silly nickname, he had a very prolific political career. He was a 6-time governor of Michigan, a Supreme Court justice of the state, and hand-selected by John Kennedy to be one of his aides. The oldest tombstone here, you can see the green sign with the yellow writing up there, dates back to 1833. The name on it is Harriet Mitchell, and she died at the age of 89, which was a pretty lengthy lifespan for that time period. In some ways, I consider it the ironic opposite to Mary Biddle, who died at such a tragic young age. Here to my left is the Fort Mackinac Post Cemetery. There's 109 graves there. 39 are known, the rest are unknown. For this reason, that flag always flies at half-staff. There's 3 other cemeteries in this country where the flag flies at half-staff. They are Arlington, Gettysburg, and Punch Bowl, Honolulu.